It's 7:40. Let's do this. Good evening, Hampton Roads. Good evening, Northeast North Carolina. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of WTKR News 3 Television, and you are watching First Warning Live, where we focus on all things weather, but sometimes we get hungry, so it's like having a pizza party with Marco's. Marco's Pizza is our sponsor. I hope you've been having a wonderful holiday season, whether it be Hanukkah, we're now in Kwanzaa. Was Santa Claus good to you this Christmas? I don't know, there's still time to be nice rather than naughty. I've seen a lot of road rage, but that's just me. I hope that you have a great new year. I hope that you're looking forward to that. So I'm going to hopefully get you to that finishing line as far as this year, as far as weather, what to expect, and how cold it's likely to be, because today wasn't that cold. Today was pretty warm. In fact, the warmest day in December, Norfolk hit 68 degrees at 10:13 this morning. What? I didn't get that memo. 10:13 this morning, according to the records at the airport at Norfolk International, it hit 68. We haven't been that warm the entire month, and today is, in fact, the 29th of December. But I get ahead of myself. Ooh, how did I get ahead of myself there? Didn't mean to do that. Let's get back to the other items here. Let me see if I can go back to my other screen. It's amazing, too, because one of the things when we look at the big story, when rain is pulling away, in this case, cold air is coming in behind it. So now we've had, in many cases, the cold air is beginning to march away. This is 7 o'clock tonight. Most of it's now left the Outer Banks, and now the clouds are moving out. So now we're going to be bracing ourselves for some colder air. So that's where I expect to be. But by the way, before I get to that, and you can see the review over the last 6 hours, we did get some rain, came right through Danthe and the last hour, but most of it came in during 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. A quick little downpour in some cases. Maybe you got caught up in it, but now that it's gone, how much did we get? Virginia Beach, less than a tenth, 0.09. Hampton, 0.08. Portsmouth, a tenth of an inch. Elizabeth City, barely a few drops. But Norfolk, 0.16. Suffolk, 0.15. Not a big rainmaker, but we'll take it. It still counts. Wallops Island got 0.07 of an inch. Currituck picked up 0.04 today. And the peak wind gusts, ready for this? 43 miles an hour in Virginia Beach, 44 in Hampton. It was pretty windy. 39 in Chesapeake, 38 in Suffolk. Windsor, Bertie County had a 39 mile an hour gust. That was the peak. But if you're wondering what's going on right now, because you're watching me right now at 7:42, we still have a 43 mile an hour gust in Newport News. Pretty windy. Gusting to 30 in both Virginia Beach and Hampton. And we've got 26 in Kitty Hawk. So that's where things are at this hour. And I can kind of move down further down toward Outer Banks. 29 Hatteras, 30 Danthe. These again are current winds gusts at this particular hour. And you can see even at 11 o'clock tonight, they might slow down a wee bit. But just because the fact that the winds slow down and the temperature keeps dropping, that means the wind chill, the feels-like temperature, is going to be much more brutal in the morning as compared to where we've been the last couple of days. But 15, maybe 15 to 20 during the course of tomorrow. It's interesting to see the radar, how things have quieted down now. The last of the rain, even some thunderstorms now popping up where that front is, off to the far east into the Atlantic. But the skies are going to continue to clear, and we're going to continue to see some interesting headlines. But before I get to that, let me talk about the deal of the week. You say, we got a deal of the week? We sure do. We have a deal of the week, and what I love about it is the fact that it's the $5 Pozzoli. What? I didn't know I could do that. Oh yeah, the $5 Pozzoli is my personal favorite. So if you are a fan of pepperoni, I am, and sausage, really the key here is getting the right dipping sauce, whether it be the marinara pizza cup or the ranch. Some people love the garlic sauce. You could dip it in any one of these sauces. That's what makes it great. And the fact that the Pozzoli might be, if it's on sale, $6.99, $5.99. No. You use this promo code, you're getting the best deal on the planet, in my view, because it's got our call letters, WTKR David, and there are actually 5, count them 5, now 6, no, forgot 6. There's 6 locations that are actually doing the $5 Pozzoli. 3 of them in Virginia Beach, 3 of them at Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, and 1 in Norfolk. And later this week, on Thursday, yes, Thursday, I'll be here on New Year's Day, WTKR.com, we're going to give away free pizza. So what this looks like, in summary, before I get back to the weather, is the fact that we've got pizza for a year. A certificate could have potentially your name up here, where you get a free pizza, let's say 1 month, every month, for every 12 months of 2026. That'd be pretty amazing. How much money would that save you? A lot. a lot. It would save you a lot because it would be free. I love the fact that you could get a free pizza for a year. Lynn Old won it a couple weeks ago. He often leaves comments behind here on our live stream. And Pizzoli is pictured on the left. The Magnifico, this old style cup pepperoni is one of their classics. And you can see that on your right. You can get that as well. But if there's something that you haven't tried at Marco's, you might want to try some of their subs. They've got a great chicken club, steak and cheese. They also have, what else have they got? They've got some great meatball subs, ham and cheese. I need to try some of these. I have not tried them all. But the desserts I have tried, the Cinnasquares are fantastic. You might like chocolate on your Cinnasquares or maybe the double chocolate brownie. Check it out. I think you'll be impressed. All right, getting back to the weather. As I come back on camera here, I do want to show you the headlines. And this is actually a live view, as you can see here, a live view of the Chesapeake Bay via Virginia Beach. And if we look at our headlines, starry skies. It may not completely be starry yet. Give it a couple more hours, but it's going to be dropping us into the 20s. Wind chills will be around 2-0. So tomorrow morning, 19-20 for a wind chill at 7 a.m. is on the table. So if you have to pump gas, you're going to feel it. Cold sunshine start to finish tomorrow. Nothing but sunshine. High struggle to reach the lower 40s. And then New Year's Eve, we're going to bring in some clouds. It'll be dry, but we're bringing in a mostly cloudy New Year's Eve to ring in 2026, and it will be chilly. Does that make sense? I hope so. Just checking in with you. If you've got a comment, I would love to say hi to you. Kim Thompson-Jones was on here. I guess this was December 23rd. She says she's on Team Snow. I'm so sorry, Kim. I don't have any snowflakes. Well, maybe New Year's Day. Maybe the peninsula for a stray flake or a drop of rain. I don't expect much. But really, if you're hoping for Team Snow, you might have to wait a little while longer. Maybe there's opportunities heading into the maybe the first full or second week of January. There's still some time there. But if you're on the call, this would be a great opportunity for you to let me know what you're seeing, what you're feeling, because I can import the new comments. That's not too hard to do. I hope it's not. And if I do that correctly, which I'm actually actively doing at this moment, then you'll be able to see what I see, which is maybe a few comments that have come in, and there have been a few. So let me go ahead and put these on the screen. I'll minimize this. I got a note from Lynn Old. He's one of our winners. Did he just say his Happy New Year from Australia? Are you on the other side of the planet? Now, what time would that be there? Would it be like 7 in the morning? I don't know. Tell me what you tell me. I know that you're in summer, right? South America, parts of it. And Australia would be, well, when the winter solstice, it's their summer solstice, right? You're in the middle of summer there. So if you've traveled all that way, safe travels to you, Lynn. That's awesome. I think that's very, very cool. Let's see here. Yes, he's saying yes as a follow-up. Yes, he indeed is about 12 hours difference. I got a Vivian on here. Hi, Vivian. I don't know if I've seen you before. Great to see your face. She's figured this out. I give Vivian props and kudos, because she's picked out a close-up picture of her avatar, the one that she supplies for Facebook. When you leave a comment, it shows up there, and I think it's cool. That's what makes these things more fun, if they're more interactive, and I'm going to check in with you more frequently as we head through my headlines and beyond, because I know we're somewhat up on a time schedule here. It's 7:48. New Year's Eve, mostly cloudy. If you're just joining us, it's going to be chilly. Can you give me some more intel? Oh, I'm here. I'm all about context, right? Happy New Year. We're just a few days away. Big story will be, will you be outside or inside? Because I do know, and I'm a note taker here, so bear with me. We have a big event, happens every year. I'm learning. Town Center, it's like free to the public. They've got concerts. I think Perry's performing, other people. So if you take your family to Town Center, you end up having a very memorable, I understand, New Year's Eve. If you like and have little kids, go to the zoo. They have what's called the Noon Year's Eve. You like that? Noon Year's Eve. It is considered the wildest countdown in town, where you've got the animals. You mean the animals? The animals. You got the animals from 9:30 in the morning till 12:30 p.m. I would imagine they do something special at high noon for the little kids, so you could go to Virginia Zoo. Now, if you're a young, whippersnapper, you're in your teenage years, maybe more likely early 20s, let's say early 20s. Maybe you're going to Waterside and you know that there's like $88 a ticket. They give you like 4 drink tickets plus some party favors. It's like a big deal. Waterside is like the place to be. Well, it's like where you'd be maybe if you were fancy free and young and knew that. So you've got opportunities, Town Center, Waterside, Virginia Zoo, which is the New Year's Eve, all happening. And I got temperatures by day 47, 46. But if that isn't specific enough, let's get to the nuts and bolts. Here's the planner. Because we've got mostly cloudy skies, we're going to be pretty close to 40 at stroke of midnight. Now, I didn't mention the events in the Outer Banks. I got to do more homework. If you've got an Outer Banks special event that's going on, maybe in Manio or Duck, let me know. I'd love to know what you guys do for New Year's Eve, since I started here in February, late February of this year. But notice we're going to be in the 40s with the clouds, and the winds are going to be out of the southwest. So if this resonates with you, if this makes sense to you, then you can plan accordingly. I'm just the messenger. If you don't like it because there's no snow in it, I can't help you. I'm doing the best I can. Marilyn Bell is on here. She's got a note here. She says her husband Daniel and I will be celebrating our 21st wedding anniversary on New Year's. Isn't that exciting? Congratulations, Marilyn. I think that's great because Marilyn's been following me on Facebook via my platform, and I had Tennessee, was there for 15 years. But Marilyn has migrated over here to this platform to leave some comments. I really appreciate Marilyn, and happy anniversary to you both, Daniel, and as well as Marilyn. Glad to see you all here. Lynn Old, let's see here. Lynn is saying he's so happy with winning his pizza. I had to celebrate by going to Australia. I tell you what, you really saved some money, but then I don't know how it's probably going to be hard to redeem your January pizza unless you come home, but maybe you'll be home within the next 30 days. I can only imagine, but safe travels to you, Lynn. Very, very happy that you're on here watching. By the way, weather-wise, we're back to 40 at midnight. Rain chances actually go up to maybe 10% Thursday. Thursday could contain, let's say, a stray flake or a stray raindrop, mainly for the peninsula. It's going to be mainly up toward Delaware, New Jersey. There could be some precipitation. I think it's going to bypass us as a whole. But look at this. Looky. I've got a 40% chance on Saturday. Tell me, what is that all about? I'll tell you, it's all about the fact that we have the potential for, ready for this, some rain that would come in from Montana all the way to Georgia. Oh, Montana to Texas, Texas to Georgia, Georgia to South Carolina, and then out the door to the Atlantic. So if you have a system that comes from Montana, slides to Texas in the next few days, slides to Georgia, South Carolina, most of the rain from this low on Saturday will likely affect the Tar Heel State. And it's mainly in the afternoon. So I've got a time specification. It's mainly afternoon, and it's mainly in the Tar Heel State. It could migrate a little bit further toward Virginia Beach. It could move toward Norfolk, but right now it does not look like a peninsula rainmaker on Saturday. I do think it's mainly afternoon. I'm giving you way more specific information than you probably even asked for, but I wanted to have it on hand so you knew where I'm thinking. Our lows this morning. Let me see if I have this right. No, that is not correct. That is not correct. We'll go ahead and cross that off because I can do that with the telestrator. There's something wrong. The low was actually 50, and the 50 that we had in Norfolk occurred at 12:22 a.m. Now, our high temperature, a little different. Coinky dinky, the fact that we hit 68, I do know that number is correct, and we hit 68 at 10:13 a.m. Repeat, 10:13 a.m. Did I mention this was the warmest day of the month? We have not been above 67 since the day before Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving Eve, we were around 68, 69. We hit 68 today. So the warmest day in more than a month, and the fact that it's coming not at the beginning of the month, but rather the end. It's going to tie in a little bit to our trivia question, so hang with me. 68 was the high in Virginia Beach, but they hit the 70s today. In the harbor of hospitality, Elizabeth City, kudos to you, 71 in Edenton, 68 in Manio. Where are we now? If we were at 68 at, 10:13 this morning, it's now 7:53 in the afternoon or evening. I guess it's now evening because it's dark, but we've dropped all the way to 47 degrees. So we've actually dropped 21 degrees in just a few short hours. And imagine tomorrow morning, we'll be lucky to climb back up to 43. Now tonight's lows, I think, have a good chance to get in the upper 20s, but this is like false advertising because it's coming with what? It's coming with the wind. With the wind, it's going to feel like 19 or 20 around 7 a.m. But yes, I do think these are the actual low temperature, or at least in the ballpark. May stay in the low 30s for Cape Charles on the eastern shore, and Duck about 31. But if you're in the upper 20s from Edenton to Elizabeth City, after being in the 70s today, that's a shock to the system. I would think it's probably a shock. About 29 for Norfolk, 31 Corolla, Nags Head, 27 for Matthews. That's where I expect to be come tomorrow morning. And if you need a planner for tomorrow, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's what I call deceiving sunshine. 43, the actual temperature on the thermometer right here, like that, but it may only feel like it's in the mid-30s with the wind, because we've got winds that are pretty busy, 10 to 20 most of the day, with gusts around 30. So does that make sense? So plan on a cold day, much colder than it was today, as you head through the day tomorrow. Just checking in with you. I got some notes here. Kim Thompson-Jones is on here. She's saying enjoy and be safe. I don't know if I've caught that in midstream. Got notes from congrats. I guess the congrats may be going to Lynn since he's in Australia, and I've never been at a place you can only dream about, I would imagine, because you'd have to take a lot of time off from work just to get there and back, and all the jet lag. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of curious, Lynn, you'll have to fill us in on how bad the jet lag is, either going there or when you come back. You can give us a full synopsis when you return. I'll be waiting to hear. And let's see here. What is this? Kim is saying, I'll be inside listening to the fireworks. Okay. All right, so maybe some people may stay home for the big ball drop or fireworks. Some will actually be out on the town. And I mentioned if you're at Waterside, you might have to shell out a few bucks. $88 gets you 4 tickets, I'm told. 4 drink tickets plus some party favors. So there you have it. It's a big deal to be at Waterside, I'm told. Anyway, all right, time for trivia. And this is fun. I give props to meteorologist Tony Nargi for putting this together. He had this at noon today. What is the record high for the month of December in Norfolk? What is the highest record high? Is it A, 77, B, 82, or C, 87? Now, we have been hot. Obviously, today it's 68, but we have not reached 77, 82, or 87. The record high today was 79, set back in 2015, so you might already begin to eliminate selection A here. But my question is, what do you think is the winning answer? And I got a note from Kim. She says it's B. You know what, Kim? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It was actually Christmas Eve, 82 degrees from 2015. Think about that. That was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, Christmas Eve, we hit 82. Now, some of you, if you were remembering that particular day or year or that Christmas Eve, you might have thought, bah, humbug. How could you celebrate Christmas when it's 82 degrees on Christmas Eve? I mean, Santa's probably in shorts, but that's sometimes the way it goes. It is what it is. You can't necessarily fight Mother Nature. You could try, but it may not necessarily be a winning effort. Temperature trend, normal high, I got to show you this. I mean, when the normal high is 52 this time of year, right? It dips down to about 51, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on the 3rd of next month. So January 3rd dips down about 50. It doesn't get much lower than that. Maybe another degree. I mean, the fact that we've got 5, not 4. This is a direct result of the sudden stratospheric warming event I showed you back on the 1st of December. Now, some of you who watch regularly know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you are like, I have no idea what he's talking about. But when you see the warm air between 6 miles and 31 miles, this is a representation of 10 or 11 miles up in the sky. It was really, really hot above James Bay and north of Lake Superior. And so I said to our viewers on the First Warning Live, I said, note the date here. Please note the date. That's December 1st. It takes usually 30 days, sometimes 40, to come back and haunt, meaning what happens 30 days later, I liken it to a stand-up paddleboard person, because if a jet ski or speedboat comes racing by, you didn't foresee that. No more than anybody in the weather community, if they weren't looking precisely at 6 to 31 miles up in the sky, wouldn't necessarily have been looking for this. And I said, give it 30 days. Well, guess what? Today's the 29th, my friend. This is not a mistake, the fact that we're feeling some of this cold air. And I mention this because it's coming in like clockwork. Because the normal high is 52, we've got a surgical, where did this come from? Canada. So this is the direct result. Now, granted, it's not going to be as cold as Minneapolis. It's not going to be as cold as Minneapolis, St. Paul, but it's still modified. We're in the 20s overnight tonight with wind chills even colder. So this has been well advertised. I said that before the end of the year we had a good chance of seeing this. Maybe I thought it'd come in on the 28th. Well, it's coming in today, right? But we hit 68 today. Yeah, we hit 68 on the 10 o'clock hour, but now we're in the 40s and getting colder. So we're already dropping like a stone, so it goes. And the next 5 days will indicate the cold air. I mentioned the Arctic air. I've shown this before. It rotates counterclockwise around the North Pole, but when it has a sudden stratospheric warming event, well, it can displace the direction of the wind, reverse it. Cha-cha now, y'all. And the Arctic air comes down. And some people, oh, didn't see that coming. Well, guess what? It's coming. And it came 30 days later, knocking on the door. So bad that they have some big delays where they have some big airport delays tonight in Boston. They've got snow expected in places downwind to Lake Erie, Lake Ontario. Those lake effect snow guns are going to be firing up for the next 10 days or more. They could have 3 feet of snow or more. Some areas that are used to the snow are going to get a lot of it. And if you look at the upper air pattern, it just kind of spins do-si-do around in like waves and loaves. And then by the time we get to Elvis's birthday, all my Tennessee fans know when that is. That's the 8th of January. I've seen Elvis. I'm sure you've seen Elvis. He's all over the place. I've seen him at 7-Eleven. Anyway, I've seen him in Vegas. My brother lives in Vegas. Anyway, January 8th is Elvis's birthday. It's going to be cold again. So I can't rule out the opportunity for more snow. It's still on the table. How much? I don't know yet. But the ingredients are there because I know, it doesn't take a meteorology degree, which I do have, to know that you need cold air for snow, and we're going to get a surge of it heading into the 8th of January. So throw that in there. I know that there will be opportunities, but I think it's going to slow down in a huge way after Dr. King Day. When is Martin Luther King Day? It is actually the 19th this year. So what's going to happen, in my view, is that once we hit that time frame, it's going to stop. Why? Because look at these sudden stratospheric warming events now. This is today's map. Oh, well, I see some red. That's probably bullish for some cold air eventually. Nope, because it's on the wrong side of the globe, right? You zoom in a little bit tighter, there's not a lot of cold air to work with. I think 29, 30 days from now, because you're looking over here on the 29th of December, let's fast forward that to the 29th of January. We'll still have some cold episodes. That's not to say we couldn't get snow, but I don't think the dramatic polar vortex kind of conversation will be entertained as frequently as it is now. Because it's so cold in many parts of the country that a lot of people are saying, oh, this is very disruptive for travel in maybe Boston and other locations. So we'll look at that down the road. By the way, we hit 68 today, not even close to the record from 2015. Speaking of 2015, we hit 79 on this date, but we hit 82 on Christmas Eve of 2015. Did I say it was the warmest day of the month? I did. Oh, and it happens to be the warmest since the 26th of November. That was the day before Thanksgiving. If you're on the call, we'd love to say hi to you. Let's see here. Taj Brown was guessing 82. Taj, you were correct. And if I haven't said hi to you today, Taj, I want to say hi to you. Glad to have you here. I know that, it's holiday season, right? You don't want to say Merry Christmas anymore. You don't say Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Now we just don't focus on Happy New Year or hope the holidays have been special. So anyway, I hope it's been special for you. And I know you had a birthday not too long ago because we talked about that as well. All right, so we're looking at the numbers from Norfolk just for comparison. We had 9, that includes today, 9 above normal, 19 below normal. Pretty remarkable, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes people get all bothered by the fact that that's where we were. I can tell you, just looking at the preliminary numbers, let me see if I can go back here for Norfolk and give you that number. We're running a negative 4.9 because it was warm today. It's going to be cold tomorrow. We're going to probably finish about 5 degrees below normal. And that may not seem like much, but 5 degrees as averaged over 31 days, that's quite a bit. That's a cold month, no matter how you slice it. And when you look at the blue squares outnumbering the red squares, it would say it was a cold December. By the way, we're going to be moving into 2026. I just want to urge and encourage you to download our First Warning Weather app with News 3. It also goes well, I think, works great when you have a no-weather radio in conjunction in case something happens to your phone where you forget to charge it, or if there's something that's compromised with a tornado that hits a cell phone tower, you still need to get the notifications. So the no-weather radio, which is battery battery operated, could also help. But I think the News 3 app is phenomenal. You just have to check it out and download it today. Now, it's interesting because when I started my 6 o'clock newscast, I could have been convinced. I could have sworn it was like 76 minutes delayed here in Boston. But now maybe they're back up to snuff, right? They're back up to par. They're not having any delays, and that's a good thing. You look around the country here at 8:04, there's still some snow, clearly, happening across parts of the Great Lakes. Let's start southward. We'll go to Texas. If you're in the military, you got family in Texas, maybe you're homesick. They've got rain and snow not far from San Angelo, rain around Houston, south of Dallas, Corpus Christi, maybe a few showers near there. The thunderstorms that we saw, we didn't really get thunder, but we got some rain, now moving away. And further north, you can see the spin with the lake effect snow bands. And any one of those bands, you can see them very clearly. If I were to illustrate this a little bit more, you could see these little streams here. These streamers might only be like 50 miles wide, but they can produce 1, 2, 3 inches an hour. So it's not uncommon, having worked in Rochester, New York for 4 years, where you could go on TV. I know this has probably been heard once before, and if not, maybe somebody new is going to hear it, but I'll tell you what. You could go on TV and say, hey, tonight's forecast, real casual. Hey, tonight's forecast, we're going to get a trace to 12 inches by morning, where snow bands persist. Let me say that again. Tonight we're going to get a trace to 12 inches of snow where snow bands persist. See, if you add the little snow bands persist moniker, that covers you, right? It covers your basis, because you could be the guy who would call me in the Weather Center back in the day and say, hey, I'm still shoveling that 6 inches of partly cloudy you were calling for, something like that. So it's one of those things you just have to take with the territory. If you live in Cleveland, you live in Rochester, Syracuse, you're used to it. Snow is not something that leads the newscast if you work in the Great Lakes. Just throwing that out there. I worked there for 4 years. My oldest child was born in Rochester, or as we like to say affectionately, Rocha-cha. Now, Norfolk, 47. Is that the 8 o'clock temperature? It is. It's 46 in Chesapeake, and we got 45 in Smithfield, 50 in Nags Head and Manteo. And Kiptopeak, you're looking cooler at 47. Our current temperatures have dropped to 20. Are you kidding me? It's 20 in Beckley. Do you know the drive between Beckley and Virginia Beach or Norfolk? It's probably about, I'm going to guess here, I'm just going to spitball this, about 350 miles, right? And it's only 26 degrees different. I mean, if you just compare it to Richmond and Beckley, that's 21 degrees. It's getting colder. So tomorrow morning, you're going to be shocked to see how cold it is. And this is all a result of that December 1st. I'm going to show it to you one more time, because some people are like, they're not connecting the dots like I am, that this was December 1st. And I said, this is going to be a big cold snap coming in about 30 days. Well, it's here. And now we can see it clearly. It's here. Look at Minneapolis at 7. Look at Rapid City. They're at 23. Hastings 20. Beckley 20. 19 Chicagoland. And it's negative 15 up there in Island Lake. And negative 11 in Pickle Lake Airport. Never even heard of that, but that's there. It's a bona fide airport observation. So you could take it with a grain of salt. While it might be 52 in Tallahassee, 42 in Dallas, 69 in Los Angeles. That's where we are. Now, are we going to stay on this theme? I think so. Right through the new year. Look at the cold blue. It's like the highway of cold has been paved, and the white areas are beginning to move down from the northwest. So you've got this cold snap going right through January 8th, Elvis's birthday. And then you'll see where this cold air even makes it down toward, say, Northern Virginia, possibly even into Hampton Roads. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I don't want to declare winter over yet, but I think as we get closer to what time of the month, I would say probably, probably about the 19th, we should know heading into February whether there's a lot of cold air left or if we've played our hand. Because I said this would be a front-end loaded winter. How many of you, from a show of comments, remember me saying that? I probably said that on a dozen or more live streams since Halloween, that this would be a front-end loaded winter, that we probably wouldn't have a whole lot of hope for snow in February or second half of January, because I just don't think we're going to have much cold air. And you could see what that could mean if I could advance that story a hair bit more. It could mean that we start severe weather season sooner. Let me repeat that. It could mean that we start severe weather season sooner, right? It happens a lot quicker. It doesn't get delayed. Usually we think March, April, May. Maybe it doesn't wait till April 15th. Maybe it's starting a lot sooner in March. If we got this warm spell and cold spells and they're clashing, we could have that. It's also a possibility going into 2026. By the way, that is in fact the Climate Prediction Center picture through the 8th of January. Temperature tomorrow, let's focus on the eastern shore, 37 for Saxis, Bloxham, and Onancock, about 38, about 37 for Chincoteague, Exmoor, and Cape Charles in the upper 30s. Look at Kill Devil Hills tomorrow. Sunny, sunny, sunny at 40. 40 in Manio, 39 Nags Head, 41 Duck. And Rodanthe about 40 and 41 in Hatteras, Ocracoke about 41. I do like to show, speaking of severe weather, anytime there's some coloring, dark green means isolated, yellow means scattered. Don't see anything going on in the lower 48. It's that time of year where things are typically quiet. And tonight, no exception. We have had some snow, some concerns maybe up in the northeast, but even the severe weather threat Tuesday is really non-existent, so we're not going to be too worried about that, and Wednesday the same. So we've got some quiet weather in the days to come in terms of severity. We'll have other opportunities going into 2026, I'm sure, for that to reoccur. Now the Futurecast tonight shows the winds are pretty busy. I can see a 15 here, and that seems to be coming out of the west. Just based on the orientation of that white little caret or triangle. That's 11 o'clock tonight. So we still have gusty winds overnight tonight. Tomorrow morning, the fact that it still hasn't moved much, right? Winds are still moving 14. Our temperature's about 29. So it's going to give us a feels like that's closer to 20. If you're up tomorrow morning and you're enjoying the sunshine from the view of your patio or maybe on the other side of the glass of your home or apartment or dwelling, you're going to look out the window and say, hey, it looks really good outside. I'm going to go running outside, and then you see and feel how cold it is. Because even at noontime, the winds are at 17, and we have winds at 14 by 4 o'clock. So we're going to have a sunny day. It's just blustery cold. No question about it. 7 a.m. on New Year's Eve, which is Wednesday, looks good. A lot of sunshine, too. Partly cloudy at other times. But then the clouds come in after dark, and we're going to be ringing in the new year. Maybe not at 11 o'clock. Happy New Year. Well, let's take it one more hour. There it is. Midnight. Happy New Year 2026. A lot of clouds. One thing you don't see, I don't see rain. I don't see snow. So if you were hoping for a snow New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, I don't see it. If we get a few flakes in the peninsula's area, 10% chance on Thursday later on in the morning. That wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't bank too much on that either. Tuesday morning, that's tomorrow, we're in the upper 20s. I got a low of 27 in Williamsburg and Gloucester, 24 for Franklin, 28 Elizabeth City. Lows about 28 Melfa, about 31 Corolla, Nags Head, Hertford at 28. Highs about 43 tomorrow. We'll luckily struggle to get there. 40 for the peninsulas and 42 in North Carolina. Our highs, however, about 42 for Franklin, Ahoskie, and Edenton. About 39 for Cape Charles. 37 for Chincoteague, Duck, about 41. Nags Head, 39. 41 Chesapeake, and 43 for Norfolk. Matthews, about 39. It is now 8:12. Time now for your 7-day forecast. Here's your first warning. WTKR News 3 7-day forecast. So 43 tomorrow. 47 on Wednesday. Now, this is not a misprint. That's 26. It's pretty cold. 28. It's pretty cold. Maybe a little bit modified into the 30s this weekend, but this is the day we'll watch if we get a system that drops down from Montana, then moves toward quickly to Texas, and then starts to move quickly from Texas to Georgia to South Carolina. The rain on Saturday may very well be confined mostly to North Carolina and the Tar Heel State. Could it make it to Virginia Beach? It could. Some models suggest it does. Some says, nope, it's going to probably stay south. Either way, the Outer Banks would have some rain on Saturday afternoon, where I think it dries out quickly on Sunday, all of it moving out of the picture. If you're on the call, would love to say hi to you. Let's see here. Taj is waving his hands. I think he wants to speak something into existence. Maybe he's hoping for snow. I have to go back and read. Let's see. Taj is maybe describing his Christmas was blah until later in the night. I hate for me. Anyway, well, I hope you'll make up for lost time. I hope that if the Christmas season wasn't perfect, that every day is a gift. There's always tomorrow. tomorrow could be a better day, no matter how you slice it. And speaking of a day, look at this from Charles. Charles Terrell, one of our WTKR photographers group on Facebook. It's a Facebook group. He captured this over the coal terminal of Newport News this morning. And you could see the clouds and the sun. Beautiful picture. Lisa capturing Mount Trashmore's sunrise in Mount Trashmore. Great park to be at any time of the year. But the rain was moving in today. This is maybe not a happy shot where from Dawn Jackson Davenport. It's more of a timely shot. You like that? It's a timely shot because she captured some of the rain from earlier today. And if you didn't see what that looked like, we can, of course, rewind the tape. Let's go back to 6 hours. You can see that I believe it was raining 6 hours ago. Yep, that's what was captured on Dawn's photograph, I'm sure, just a few moments ago. Now, here's your first warning forecast once again, 43, 47, 46. And if these numbers have got you down, I've got good news for you. I got a lot of good news for you because I've got prices down from our friends at Marco's. If you are hungry, not only tonight, maybe tomorrow, anytime this week, the deal of the week, no questions asked, is the Pozzoli. If you use the promo code WTKR David, that's our call letters, WTKR David, you can get a Pozzoli for $5. If you have not had a Pozzoli before, you owe it to yourself to try it. They have 4 varieties, which is pepperoni and sausage, chicken bacon ranch, buffalo chicken. To me, the true art is getting the right pizza cup marinara or the ranch or the garlic to dip it in, and that makes it even more dynamic for me. That's what I love about the Pozzoli. It's why it says David's favorite item, because it was the first item, to be fair, that I ever tried at Marco's, because I figure everybody serves pizza. At that point, I said, I want to try it. So I did, and I liked it very much. Now, there are 6 locations you can utilize, 3 in the 757 at Virginia Beach, 2 in Chesapeake, 757, and Norfolk on Hampton Boulevard. Check them out. They'll be happy to give you a $5 Pozzoli if you use the promo code WTKR David. Now, if you want to win some free pizza, this is even easier. Just do it one time. Register under our webpage, WTKR.com. Marco's, we're going to be announcing the winner this Thursday. There's the Pozzoli. There's the website there. But the specialty, the Pizza for a Year certificate, that you see on your screen will be good for the entire year of 2026. That means 1 large pizza coming to your household with 1 topping every month for free. Now, you have to go and use it. It's like a punch card, but you'll be able to check mark January when January 26th comes around, then 1 in February and March and so on, all the way till you get 12, which is awesome. I love the fact that they're doing that, and we've been doing that for quite some time. So hopefully you'll win some pizza. If not, a $5 Pozzoli is in your future Taj if you so desire. You now know the promo code as well. So again, want to thank you. And if you want to satisfy your appetite, go to WTKR.com/Marcos. We'd love to have you on board for this week's drawing, because we're going to draw from this week. Remember, it doesn't matter if the weather is sunny, and boy, is it going to be sunny tomorrow. But it's also going to be cold. That's a conundrum. It's sunny, but it's seriously cold. It's all the same tomorrow. Every day's a gift, so make the most of it in your neighborhood. We'll see you here tomorrow. Take care.